Happy birthday!
Happy birthday! Oh shit! Smoke alarm. Nigga, really?
It's not going out. It's starting to fire.
Hey, listen.
Oh, this fire breaks.
I like it. Hey, there's a goddamn fire in my house.
There's a sprinkler system right
Yes, can we not? Like, I really don't want that thing to set off.
Okay, let's take it out.
Okay, that's enough. Holy crap.
Why does this keep happening?
Hey.
Give me. Blow them out so I can take them.
Nerd Confessions.
Oh shit, we're gonna have a fire.
Incoming transmission. Accessing database. Identification acquired. Welcome back, user. Nerd Confessions will begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Nerd Confessions, our safe haven where we discuss our thoughts and opinions on everything nerdy, geeky, techie, and whatever. It has been a week since our last confession, but before we jump right into it, we'd like to remind our listeners that you can follow us on our various social media platforms, find previous episodes, and view bonus content on our website, nerdconfessions.net. I'm Tommy, the moderator for this episode, and I'm joined today by Ellie.
Hello.
William.
Hi.
And Sohel.
What's going on?
In this episode, we'll be talking about our 5 most recent nerd news topics that are important to us, and the most, or I would say the much anticipated, Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Man's Tell No Tales. Stick around until the end of the episode to hear some of our listener confessions, and if you want to send us a confession, you can email us at contact@nerdconfessions.net or send us a tweet. So, for starters, let's see what everybody has been up to this week. Ellie,
Oh, me?
what have you been up to?
For once, I get to go first.
Yes, that's right. You're the lucky winner. Don't let us down.
Anyways, this week, I didn't do anything that new.
All right, moving on then. No, I'm just kidding.
But I did watch the Pirates of the Caribbean
Oh,
Caribbean.
movie.
R. Okay.
R.
Shiver me
rated
timbers.
Are you a seal?
No. And I played some more of Breath of the Wild, and I picked up Destiny again for one night for like an hour, and I played with William, and we got a trophy, William, didn't we?
Yes. It's one of the fun things about Destiny is it requires teamwork. In this trophy, I stationed Ellie at a bell, and I had to go ring bells in a certain order, and we
It
had
was
to
super annoying.
we had to master a sequence before we could get it.
Really?
But we got it.
You didn't get it before?
No.
No,
Do
I
you-
never.
do
I
you
didn't
have it,
really
Soyo?
look into it. I was more concerned about other stuff, but at this point, it's like I just want to get it. So I finally figured out the sequence, and we tried it out a few times and finally got it. So
So let me ask you a question. Do you feel better?
yes,
Great. By the way, everybody, before I interrupt
I
Ellie.
was going to announce it.
Okay, but before you do, I just want to say that it's your turn to talk.
Yes, it is. It's William's birthday
There it
today.
is, everybody.
what?
Woo! Happy birthday, William.
1, 2, 3, 4. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Okay, we already did this. Let's move on.
Anyways,
then.
yeah, we celebrated last week, didn't we?
Yes.
You can talk
And
about
today,
it when it's your
and
turn.
yesterday, and the
Okay,
day
sure.
before that.
And then just one more thing. I just want to show off my new vinyl.
Oh.
If I know people who are watching the video can see it, but
Is that a cat?
What is it? What kind of vinyl is it?
it's
What's on the
from
cover?
The Last Guardian. The Last Guardian 2 LP vinyl collection. It's pretty cool. It's the artwork by Limt. Am I saying that right? Nimt
Nipitant?
And it's got that.
Malavia. Anyway, it's really cool artwork.
It's got the dog thing on the other
Show,
side, right?
Yeah, show the back.
It has
The cat.
Dog
one
slash
side with the little
cat,
boy,
mouse.
Show
like
the hyena.
on one of the high places you can
Show the
climb,
hyena on the back.
and the
It's
other
not a
side
hyena.
Looks
is
like a hyena.
the beast.
It's called
but-
Troco.
but
It's
you
like
guys-
Trico.
Trico.
It looks like a hyena with chicken legs, but whatever.
It gets better.
Oh? Is there a ticket inside?
Is there a ticket for a prize?
So obviously, it's all based off the artwork. It's one of those that has the double side thing that opens up.
Oh my goodness.
So
That's pretty large.
Wow, that's huge.
That's a big.
So there's more beautiful artwork in the inside. See, Tommy?
Wow, that's actually really nice.
It's more
It's
trico
really
on the
nice.
inside.
So we got one full side on the back of a scene, and then the other side is one full one too.
That is awesome.
Ooh.
And
I like the
then
sleeping one.
it gets kind of cooler. The vinyl itself.
Has artwork on it?
Wow, look at how treated just dropped on
Yeah,
the floor.
I saw that. Paid attention.
It's one of those special splatted ones.
What? That's crazy looking.
What the
I'm
heck?
always a sucker for like colored vinyl, so this was pretty
That doesn't
cool.
look like a vinyl record. That's crazy.
It's
That looks like
actual
a Frisbee.
vinyl. It's just they
Can I
add
throw
paint
it?
to it.
Can I try throwing it?
Looks like it's made of stone. It's like
It's
marble
pretty,
stone.
It's pretty. It's
Can-
not the heaviest, but
Can I toss it to William?
no, you can't.
That's kind of a
So
bust.
yeah, there's two of these. Both of them have that splattered
Hmm.
look.
What's splattered on it?
On
The feathers of the beast.
Ooh.
And the vinyls are gonna be we can play them or one day will we be able to play them here?
Maybe, yeah. I'm
That'll be
thinking
fun.
of getting a more portable vinyl player, but the one I currently have is pretty chunky. It's like one of those retro looking ones, so they're pretty big. But yeah, that'd be cool. We could play it. I haven't played it yet because I still need to change the needle to my current one. I don't want to ruin it. But yeah, my vinyl.
So the question is, what else did you do?
That's all I did. I played Destiny, I played Breath of the Wild, I watched Pirates, and I got this cool vinyl. And I celebrated William's birthday like 3 times.
All right,
Go me.
Soil. What have you been up to?
So I played some Farpoint with my family over the Memorial Day weekend, basically letting my brother play it, and I played it. The gun kind of broke off on tracking for him because he's a little taller and he's left-handed. So whenever I played, I had to switch it back to right-handed, and it wasn't tracking as well again. But anyway, I had a fun time playing that with him because he'd never ever played something like that before. He never has played VR. He doesn't have VR. He's played only 2 games, but not something with a shooter. I watched Pirates of the Caribbean with you guys, and I started watching House of Cards Season 5.
Ooh, how do you like it?
So far, so good. Same old president.
It's a little better than the previous season, right?
It's a little darker.
A little darker.
I'll say that much. It's really dark. But it is fun.
It's good to watch, right? It's one of those series that you think like, oh, I hope they don't ruin it, but it's like, oh, damn, they still keep going.
You could see where they got some of the ideas from. The last administration was a Democratic administration with Obama, and this one they put in a little more of the Trump stories, so you get some Trump stuff. So you'll see what
All
I
that
mean. When I
Trump
guess.
stuff came up quick though. I was like, it takes a while to write that stuff.
Well, they're talking about the things about Trump before he became Trump.
Wow.
So it's more about media, I want to say. So media things and stuff like that. So it's really great. I think you guys should totally watch it. So I'm gonna say that's all I did.
I'm curious. Is this the one? Yeah, it just started. This is the one that was coming up. I was thinking of the previous episode. Okay. Yeah, I would want to. Okay, so it's darker. This is great. I was actually wanting to know.
Remember how he ended last season?
Last season was like, it was just like horrible. I was just like, man, is this it? Is he done? But if he's coming back with a vengeance, this is great.
Remember in the end of last season, he said, if they want terror, I'll bring terror. That's what he starts
great.
with. So
This is what it needed. I felt like that's what it kind of needed. It was starting to run dry a bit. I was tired of him losing.
Well, it comes back and it's going to be rougher than ever. So let's see what happens.
Awesome. Will, what have you been up to? Other than celebrating your birthday, what have you been up to?
I finished the Firepoint story.
Oh, the whole thing?
Yeah. The cutscenes were annoying, and the story did get a little bit better as you go through, though. The ending kind of sucked. But the story is not the greatest strength of it. I think, like I said during our talk the other day, or last week, the strength was at the co-op, and there's also a challenge mode where you get points for killing stuff. So that was probably the part I enjoyed the most.
Interesting.
I played through Street Fighter 2 Ultra on the Switch.
Ooh, how was that?
And I got all the way through and beat Bison. It was nice to play that again. It was a little weird using the joystick to control the character, and definitely, since it's not a D-pad on it, which I feared, the the little directional controls do not work well on the Switch for fighters.
Christian's Bison?
Bison's the last
And
boss.
Bison.
But how does he look like again?
He's the guy with the red hat.
In Japan,
Oh, the thunder and stuff?
He's got psychic powers.
in Japan, Bison's the boxer.
Yeah. And he's someone else's Bison. They
Yeah.
changed names, right? They have different...
No, Bison is the boxer in Japan.
Yeah.
Here, it's something to do with Tyson or something like that.
Yeah. Tyson. They only used Bison for the boxer because it's supposed to make a joke with Mike Tyson.
Right.
So they didn't want it. They couldn't
But now
use
it's
it here.
M. Bison for
M.
the
Bison.
main boss. But anyway, it's not that hard. I mean, you could just fight like 12 fighters to get to the end boss or something like that
Did you beat it somewhere special?
on the toilet.
Ooh.
Moving on. I played Destiny.
On the throne. All right.
I see.
That's the advantage of the Switch, right? You can play it wherever you want.
But why would you take it in there?
I don't know.
He had to go, Ellie, and he said, "I'm going to beat this game tonight."
I wanted to keep my brain occupied while I did stuff.
How?
Not that kind of stuff. Like I said, moving on. Okay, Destiny. I played Destiny, and I got another trophy from it. One of the last ones I needed for the Rise of the Iron.
Would you?
I still need one more. I still need to beat the raid on hard mode because all my friends ditched me after we built on normal mode, and we kind of gave up on hard
Do you
mode.
have the platinum for Destiny?
Yeah,
Do you wish that PlayStation would mail you a trophy?
it'd be
For
nice if they
every
gave us more
platinum.
incentives for having trophies. Sometimes they send you a special email. They say, "Oh, congratulations on being part of the 0.01%."
Do you print them out and frame them?
No,
You should.
I don't have one yet. Maybe sometime in the future.
You should screenshot your platinums and put them on your bedroom.
I played Ark with you, Tommy.
Oh, that's
for
right.
a little bit, at least the first day.
Yeah, for like 4 hours.
I
And
got
then he
to
left me.
I got to level.
Only for 4 hours?
Yeah, he's
I
like,
got to level
"Play 4 hours," and then
14 or
he's gone.
something. I'm level 14.
No, your levels. No, you're dead.
I'm 9.
No,
You're level
like.
dead.
No, you weren't.
I'm at least level 10.
All you did was give me like 8 pieces of hide, and you're gone. I was like, okay.
At least he did something.
Yeah,
Give
like
him a
you.
break.
At least
You
I
don't even
played
have
with
a-
you.
You don't even have a computer.
And lastly, I watched Dread. I love that movie. I saw Judge Dredd on Netflix, and I clicked on it, and then I saw Sylvester Stallone say nonsense, and I said, "Fuck this," and I put on Dread, and I loved it. Peach cheese, Mega Blocks,
Can't
Mega
make,
City.
You can't make fun of the first one.
Mega City 1.
The first one's good too.
I know, but I love this one so much more.
Oh, I love the first one.
It's good for its goofiness, but you have to be in the right mood for it.
I'm always in the mood for Judge Dredd. I'm always in the mood.
I
for
really like the newest one the most, with peach trees.
Judge.
Well, with that, Tommy, what'd you do this week? Well, I'm glad you asked, Tommy. Let me answer that. I did a whole lot this week.
Wow.
In fact, this week I watched the new Pirates of the Caribbean with all you guys.
Okay.
Stick closer.
I also watched the movie Baywatch in
Oh.
theaters, and I actually really enjoyed it.
Nice.
Believe it or not. I didn't think I would, but I actually thought, it was actually pretty enjoyable. Okay, you guys are just doing weird stuff. And then I started to rewatch the animated series Avatar: The Last Airbender for some reason, and then I was like kind of hooked on it again. So now I want to watch it all the way through. I finished the Grand Tour, which was really amazing.
Nice.
I actually finished on accident. I didn't even realize it was the last episode. I was like, wait, what? It's done?
It's because you binge watch.
I binge watched the hell out of it.
We were watching it like crazy last week.
Yeah, well, I finished.
See, I don't like to binge watch because then it runs out. That flavor runs out.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with you. I've continued to watch Attack on Titan Season 2. I've continued to watch Hero Academia and Dragon Ball Super. And, of course, I started to play Ark again. Yes.
Yeah.
With William. But a big but.
Padrami?
It's not on the console. It's actually on the PC. And as we both discovered, it's a whole lot nicer looking. And it actually runs a lot smoother than it does on the console.
As Will stated in the beginning.
Yeah, that's true.
And Tommy wouldn't listen.
Yeah, I wouldn't listen.
Then you bought that sweet ass PC and you never put it on there.
And now I did, and I'm like, I can't stop. I like it a lot.
Awesome. Awesome possum.
And then the other thing I did this week was I celebrated the hell out of William's birthday.
Yes, you did.
Yes.
William, you never told us what you did exactly for your birthday.
Oh, yeah. I got
Sorry,
surprised by the whole Nerd Confessions crew
on
a boat.
Oh shit!
On a boat.
On a boat.
On a boat.
We all went on a boat, and
You
I
were
had
on
to
a
solve. I had to solve a weird puzzle book
from your family.
and find codes left for me from like my ancestor
Yes, Jameson.
to unlock a backpack that had product that was still within shelf life inside.
Yes.
that
Surprisingly.
that had a fan, didn't it?
But apparently, the love of Haribo gummy bears runs in my family, so that's nice to know.
Yes.
Right.
At least 2 bags worth.
Because he said he was sharing gummy bears and he loves gummy bears like me.
Yep.
Cute.
And he almost
Jameson
died.
Mo was his name apparently.
He almost died too.
He
on
sounds
that
cool.
boat ride.
Did we almost die?
Yeah,
I don't
twice.
know.
Yeah, this giant chip thing almost crashed into us, and it created these waves the size of a tsunami,
Well, you
almost coming onto our boat.
After the boat, we went to Don the Beachcomber and we got drunk
We actually
after we
went-
played Switch on the beach.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Swing
And
around.
I drank a pina colada for the first time, and I was like, "This is pretty
yes,
goddamn
you
good
did,
drink.
and you enjoyed it, and you
And
didn't
it's
listen to
his
me.
favorite drink now.
I bought it again somewhere else.
And that day I
I
also
bought it
took,
Pirates of the Caribbean. That's where I bought it.
that day I also took more Ubers in my life than I've ever taken.
You only took 2. Calm yourself.
Took like 3.
You want to
took
know what's
2.
interesting? I actually took an Uber for the
We
first
took
time
3.
in my life that
We
day.
We took an
too.
Uber there. We took an Uber back to Sohil's house, and we took an Uber from Sohil's house to my house.
That was a lift.
Oh, it's technically. You got $5 off though.
I never took an Uber before until that day,
That
I-
lady did Uber too.
and I actually drove.
What? That
That lady did Uber too.
Uber?
Yeah.
So we'll just go on technicality.
And those cars smell really good. I've never been in so many cars that smell like really, really strong air freshener. It's
Or
ridiculous.
like one of them was a brand new car. The one we
Have you
took
never been to New York
Jenny.
in a New York cab?
Yeah, they don't smell that good. At least not that I
It's because
remember.
they smoke a lot over there, so you gotta have good stuff in their cars.
So,
With that, no.
what did you get for gifts?
I got a bunch of really cool Star Wars tiki mugs because I love tiki.
There you
And
go.
I got a lot. I have a tiki mug collection.
Didn't you get more Star Wars stuff too? Like a shirt?
I like how the eyes started going. "Oh."
Dude, you can hear him searching.
I got some more Star Wars stuff from my family as well, which is a strange coincidence. So yes,
yeah, I
I
thought
did.
it would look cool, so I'm jealous. And you got other stuff too, didn't you?
Oh my goodness!
You gotta give all the gifts.
I got a not a Vinylmation but a Mickey figurine like
Yeah.
thing,
Ooh.
And a Star Wars cup, right? Another one?
and a Shag Star Wars cup.
Oh,
Yeah.
Shag. You like
a
that,
Shag
Shag.
Star Wars glass.
He
Yeah.
does.
Shag
like
is
that
an
Shag.
artist, by the way, not the sexual stuff going on.
Well, on that note, let's move on to
News of the week.
first news of the week. Unfortunately, Zack Snyder steps down from the Justice League movie and has instead hired Josh Whedon to finish the superhero movie due to the unfortunate death of his daughter in March.
Good movie, probably better.
Oh my God! Don't be so rude.
That's true. Didn't he mess up Superman the first
Yeah,
one?
Superman versus Batman. He did. And it wasn't that great for a lot of people, but some people liked it. So, but it looks like his daughter died, which is pretty sad from a suicide.
Yeah, that's sad. I'm sad
That's
for him,
tragic.
but I hope the movie benefits from it. Maybe it's fate.
What?
William.
His,
I
his,
cannot say how dark it is.
listen, his daughter killed herself, so I mean,
Yeah. I feel bad, but I
feel
think
bad for her.
I think that
Maybe she did anticipation that the movie would be better.
oh god,
Oh my God! William, you have such a black heart.
I'm sorry.
One thing I was gonna say
yeah,
is
happy
I think
birthday.
that this is really sad, and I'm happy that he's stepping down to take time to keep his family intact.
Yeah.
As a strong guy to do something like that, step aside from your art and step in and help your family.
Oh, she's
Yeah.
only 20. That's kind
Yeah.
of sad.
So, more power to him. But I think that Josh Whedon will do fine. He's done, I don't think he's done very, I know he's done a lot of stuff, but I don't think he's done something this big. But let's see how it goes. It might benefit with Josh Whedon at the helm. We'll see.
It's only like taking over the ending, so I don't think it'll be that hard.
Yeah. In other news, Monster Hunter XX is coming to the Switch.
What is this?
It
It's
is
a
Monster
very,
Hunting.
Very, very popular game in Japan. They really love it there. And it's very Japanese as far as the gameplay. It's like very dated.
Yes.
But it's basically like you fight monsters and level up your character, and you kind of like collect the monsters that you fight, kind of.
Like Digimon?
It's way different. It's more like
You're a character with a big sword or weapon. Sorry, go ahead, Sloan.
Like every other Japanese.
you know how
story.
you know how Dark Souls is with giant monsters and stuff.
Sure.
Okay, Monster Hunter has like giant monsters you have to fight, and you're just like one guy. You can usually fight him, and beat him up, but you're fighting them. It's like epic boss battles.
It's like God of War.
and it's not like God of War, but it's not like God of
There's
War.
big ass monsters in God of
It's
War.
not like
God of War is much more modern than this.
Yes.
Even first God of War is much more modern.
This game is very dated because you fight these giant monsters, but you run out by yourself.
Well, it's dated
And
in
you come
like
back.
how you move.
Yeah, and they also come back to like a little town, and there's all these characters, and you always talk to them, and they always have a lot to say.
Like Pokemon?
Yeah.
So should we be playing this in preparation
stop?
of Japan 2018?
I might be tempted to buy it because I was never into the DS version. It looked like the low resolution was kind of a drawback for me and the slow pace, but the fact that I'm on the go, I could be playing it wherever. I mean, that would probably help in the fact that I'd be playing it and it's not a crappy look because it did come out on Wii U.
My brother bought it on Wii U, and he enjoyed it quite a bit.
Yeah.
So the Wii U version he likes because of the giant monsters and the giant swords and all that stuff. But we'll see. It's a very popular brand in Japan, and it got a lot of hype as soon as they said they were going to release
I
it.
think I played a little bit of the demo on Wii U, but I never bought the whole full version.
There's some amiibos for it, William. You may have to make them.
I know they're kind of silly.
Ooh.
There's also supposedly going to be a special version of the Switch that they're releasing out there that has like Monster Hunter decals on it. Just in Japan, though, as far as I know.
I know, because this game was very, very popular.
Yeah.
Monster Hunter gets a lot of love.
Monster Hunter. All right, moving on.
Double Cross.
In other news, studies have linked Facebook use to reduce gray matter volume in the nucleus accumen.
Is this why you don't use Facebook,
I
Tommy?
use Facebook.
Oh,
Not a
Is
whole
this why
lot.
you're avoiding using Facebook for a long time?
I avoided Facebook for a long time because my gray matter was shrinking.
Well, you know what
Already
shrinks.
without the Facebook?
I have
could just
I have
feel
something
it.
for you though. Do you know what shrinks gray matter more than Facebook?
If
I
you,
do.
Listen, if you say ARC, I will punch
No,
you.
then he'll never do it again. Don't tell him.
Alcohol?
What? No,
What?
watching TV.
Oh, good thing I don't watch TV. I watch the iPad.
Well, watch TV shows.
Shut your mouth.
Same
Shut
thing.
your mouth. That's my education.
That's why your mouth hangs
That's
open.
where I learned English.
You're not thinking. You do your brain hurt when you're watching a documentary.
That's because
Brain hurts.
Listen, that's
You would never
because-
be able to sit in born in China, I swear. Like you'll be those people that walked
Well,
out.
Tommy, it's pretty colors. Tommy might like it.
You know, if I had more gray matter, I would continue this argument, but I don't. Moving on.
Oh.
So the way they did this test is they took men and women and put them in an MRI machine, and then from the MRI machine they let them use Facebook, and then they tracked them for 5 weeks, and saw how much they used Facebook, and they came back and did another MRI test, and they saw that people that used it more often than one time a day had less gray matter before.
But what do you know? But you don't know.
Wait,
those
so
people
is this
did
based off their habits, like in general, before they got the test, or just based between when they started the test and when they got the next
when
test?
they started and when they got the next test.
that? Yeah.
Yes, when they started, and
So within that small period of time, you lose gray matter. Once you lose gray matter, it's gone forever. So that seems kind
Well,
of implausible to
I
me.
don't
That
know.
would be a
I'm
giant amount.
I'm not saying it's a giant amount.
Or is
just
it like the
says-
same amount as like drinking alcohol for like
It
one
probably-
day?
It probably is.
I'm gonna
It
say
probably
right
is
now-
very insignificant, but it's still something they noticed.
I'm gonna tell you right now is bullshit because what about
But they
the
only
time
let
they're not at the place? I mean, unless they're strapped for 5 weeks to a machine.
no, they didn't. They only let them use one app on their phone.
Okay, so what if they like had stress in their life?
It was done with over 100 people.
Yeah,
I
what
don't
if
know. It's hard to like measure. It's not a really
not- it's not-
controlled.
you
it's
can't
not-
just say, "Oh, it's Facebook." Like
It's not
there's
a
100.
controlled
What if the guy was
experiment.
hungry?
There,
What if
there could be hundreds of things, but at
Yeah.
least they did a small. It was a small measurable
What
test.
if like they
It's
walked
not
out and the
100%.
sun like
It's not
fucked the eye
100%.
up and then like gray
listen,
matter.
listen.
Oh, they just have to. Yeah, sorry. Continue.
So the reason it doesn't mean that everyone's going to be the same, but you have the controls of more people, so you can block that out. There's always an outlier. And I'm not saying this is a great test. I'm just saying that it's interesting information.
I mean, they could. I mean, where did they use Facebook on? A phone?
Yeah, they
On
only
a-
let them use it on their phone.
So how do you know that it's not like that specific people? Like just using a phone fucks the hands up and
You don't-
reduces.
I
gray
don't
matter.
think you understand what gray matter is, but moving on to Ellie's comment.
Whoa, I went blank. I don't know.
This makes me really sad because this makes me think about other things, like the fact that I'm now over 30. My brain's only going to shrink from here.
No, it's not.
and it's gonna get darker and darker and darker and laugh at people.
Oh my gosh, it's your
But
birthday.
studies say white matter does
Grow.
well. It does play a role in how you think, not just gray matter. So I don't know.
You can't regain that gray matter.
No gray
It's
matter.
all
Once you
Hey,
lose it, it's
I'm gonna
gone.
tell you right now, it's okay being dumb.
Yeah, it's
That's
not that
great.
bad. People feel sorry for you.
But you're gonna always lose gray matter throughout your
It
life,
doesn't
no
matter.
matter what.
You get bonked on the head really too hard, then it's gray matter loss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this happens. So the thing is, I'm trying to explain to you is that you don't lose gray matter just from you lose it from stress, but you don't lose it that much. But anyway, they said they did MRI scans, let people use Facebook for 5 weeks. But it's a very small test. Doesn't mean it's happening. It's just a small test.
So in conclusion, if you didn't add us on Facebook, you're gonna lose gray matter. Moving on.
We help relieve stress.
So Jurassic World 2 just got a familiar new logo. For those of you who haven't seen it yet, it actually looks a lot like the logo from Jurassic Park 3 with the claw slashing, signaling the
I remember
Wait, the
that.
T-Rex has 2 fingers, right?
T-Rex has
It's like a
Two.
little fork.
yeah.
Yeah. So this is a T-Rex kind of like with its little baby arm.
Well, it's just like a claw mark. So I mean, this but I do like the fact that they went back to the style of
Well, I remember on 3 it was from that Spinosaurus thing, right?
yes.
Yeah, T-Rexes have like two. Actually, I can't really tell, but
So
was there a T-Rex
have
in the
two.
last one? I
Yes,
don't
there
remember.
was.
Yeah, there was at the very end.
yeah,
Oh,
you
that's
watch it.
right.
Remember there was a giant fight scene.
It's been a long
Yeah,
time.
that makes sense
I can't
because
remember.
because he kind of like took over the whole movie and like I destroyed them and then I
Because I
don't.
remember there was some like psycho like laboratory.
Yeah,
Rex.
he beat up that kid.
That kid. all right.
and not only that,
It was
we're
a
also
baby.
not only that we're also getting Jeff Goldblum back. So
Oh
Yep,
yes.
yep.
He's gonna jump right out of the Guardians of the Galaxy
I just hope it's
and
not
right
like
into this,
Jurassic Park Lost World, but
or he's gonna get stuck in a
because
toilet.
like I
and all
said,
that
my worry is that it's no longer gonna be a park. So I don't know. It's gonna kind of have a Jurassic Park 2 vibe.
Yeah,
maybe.
that's the one thing I really like is like it's park
stuff.
world.
The park world
The
was cool.
park.
But I mean, once the park's overrun, I mean, you can't just be like, all right, let's go chill in the park.
They
Yeah.
could like run into things within the park still.
You know what I
Things
do
like that.
hate is the flyers. Once the
The
flyers come out, the park is like pretty much like it ruins the atmosphere for me.
What do you mean the flyers?
All right, so like if you remember in the original Jurassic
The
Park,
like
Petries,
pterodactyls
you
and
mean?
stuff.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I call them the
if you
Petries.
remember the original Jurassic Park, it was so suspenseful because they could still you could still picture yourself like surviving in that area, like escaping because you could hear the T-Rex. It's just like one big thing following you. But once the pterodactyl shit hit the sky, like no matter where you go, they're gonna pick you up. They're gonna swoop in. Like you're done. There's no way you're gonna hide from that or
Unless
climb
you
up
go
high.
through
Or
trees. It's harder. For
they're
them
just
to
gonna
get you.
no. It's still gonna
It's
get
harder
you.
for them to get you in trees.
Oh really?
Yeah, because
Do you have
there's
a pet
fucking
pterodactyl?
trees. Yes,
that we
I
don't know
do.
about?
Yes, I do.
Well, I don't really mind the claw mark. It doesn't make me worry about that's going to be like Jurassic Park 3 or anything. I mean, it's
I
just
don't
a
either.
cool logo, but it does kind of make me chuckle to think about a T-Rex kind of trying to get close to the banner, but his head's so large, so he has to move his head up and like awkwardly come over just so his arm can reach and go.
Yep. So you scratch the screen.
I'm pretty sure that's probably not what they were thinking. It could be for a raptor. Don't raptors have two?
No, I think they have. No, maybe you're right. I don't know.
Let me look it up. I'm confused.
But anyway, I think
There's the
I think it's cool
raptors.
that they're going with the old logo. So it doesn't. I mean, it's cool. It pays a little bit of homage, but
oh, raptors have three.
And they also had that big toe.
The one
Yeah.
claw.
the big toe.
Maybe it was a double strike with the toe.
The big toe. They got the toe.
The big toe claw.
Or maybe it's not to reference anything. It's just a tear.
Yeah, maybe they just like we just want to have.
I'm telling you,
cool.
they just wanted the claw. That's it. I mean, they just wanted the scratch marks.
It
The
could be
claw.
nothing. Could mean
the
everything.
claw. All right.
Screaming past this, and our last news of the week, Intel has just announced a Skylake X, which is bringing the 18-core HCC silicon, to consumers for
I said
a
kill it,
whopping $1,999. William, what the hell is this?
Well, right now.
I have that.
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
Right now, the highest is the Core i7 in the brand, right?
Yep.
There's no Core i8, so it's interesting that they go to 9.
Maybe
But
maybe like those odd numbers.
So
guess.
explain to the people who
Because
don't
don't they go
know
don't they go
computers.
three?
So right now, sorry.
What is this?
Right now we have the mainstream processor, which it maxes out at 4 cores, 8 threads. Okay, and then we go to the enthusiast processors, which has like 6 cores, 12 threads.
Mhm.
And it's a lot more expensive, and you have to have a special kind of motherboard for it. And it goes all the way up, and it starts at like $600 for the bare one of the enthusiast grade, and then it goes up to the max of 1,500 for those, and I think that is 8 threads, 8 cores. No, I'm not sure. I think with the latest ones that came out, they had 12 cores. I'm not sure. But the problem with those processors is they have a lower clock speed than you would have on the mainstream processors. Like, for example, those would be clocked at 3.5 gigahertz, while the mainstream processor would be clocked at 4.5 gigahertz. But guess what this Core i9 clocks at? It has all those cores and all those threads, but you're clocked at 4.5 gigahertz. So I guess it says you get all that performance of video editing and all of that other rendering
VR.
stuff, but you can still play video games and have as good a performance as you do on the mainstream CPU.
So the only reason I think they went to i9 is because they went i3, i5, i6, i7, then i9.
Yeah, it
Skipped
makes
it.
sense.
So I have a
they're
question.
Skipping.
Right now, there are no processors that can do 2 things at once, correct?
What?
I don't know what you just said.
Like,
Do I have to have like basic processor class with you?
like no. I just want to know.
You can do editing for videos and play video games with one.
No,
It's just
like
not
you know
as
how
good
like
as with
you know how
one than
like
another.
they were saying like right now processors can only do like one task at a time. Like it can only load one thing and then
No,
at a time,
no.
right?
No, so they can always do multiple tasks. They just do it like because they do it really quick. And there's what's been called hyperthreading ever since the Pentium 4 came out. You had hyperthreads, so that allowed you to line up tasks. So you have 2 little tubes. Imagine 2 tubes. So you want to open the can and then you want to empty the can out. This thread you queue up the task, open the can. This one you queue up the task. I think so it's ready to go instead of it having it on a straight line. So that sped things up a lot. Now we have multiple cores. So each of those cores handle tasks.
Okay.
But there's different kinds of programs that utilize those things differently. Video games benefit a lot more from single-threaded at a high clock speed, while things like rendering out 3D animation or something like that, video editing, they benefit by multiple cores because it is not a really it's a more simple task. You're just rendering out a frame, so it's a lot easier
to do.
kind of line it up
Gotcha.
and then more cores and optimize it that way. Well, video games is not quite as easy to do that, so the engine just
I
does
only
one
asked
task at a
because I
time.
remember reading somewhere
Can you
something
scroll
about
down?
that processors can't do multi something. I
There you
forgot
go.
what it was.
Is that not it over here? Go down. Sorry, go down.
What do you want to show?
This.
Oh, the difference?
Yeah, there's the differences.
Oh, okay. So here we go. So the i7 7820X
To be
has
dated,
8 cores, 16 threads.
determined.
The base Core i9 will have 10 cores, 20 threads.
That's a whopping amazing.
Right. So these are for people that want to kind of not sacrifice that single core power. So because Ellie's PC that we built off old Facebook processors runs on Xeon, and Xeon is basically the more cores the better, the more threads the better. So she has 2 CPUs with 12 cores, 24 threads.
So equivalent
Yes.
to the Core 99.
Well, as far as
The cores
and threads,
Yes.
the clock speed is nowhere near that much.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying just that part.
Yeah.
But they don't even have the memory ready for the Core i9. They don't even know what it's going to be. Frequency, it's DDR4
Well,
2666.
That the 7900X is turbo clocking at 4.5 is that's a good indication.
But I meant the top of line.
It'll probably be 4 gigahertz, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I was wondering what it will be. No, I meant like
I doubt it'll be 4.5 because that's a lot of cores.
Yeah, I was looking at the bottom part where it says DDR4 2666. They don't even have one ready. They don't have anything ready for it.
Is it
except
time
for
to
price.
upgrade?
Is it time to upgrade? Probably not. It's a little expensive. And there's a Ryzen versus it.
I wouldn't recommend this to anybody. I was gonna say that.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because I mean, unless you have the money to burn, you have business, and it's really just if you want the biggest and greatest, it's not worth your bang for buck at all. At all. If you have money to burn, you don't care, buy it.
Yeah, because it's really expensive. It's not something cheap.
If you're getting something,
It's like a whole computer.
You're better off building a dedicated computer for this task and a dedicated computer for gaming. To be honest.
Yeah.
Because you can build a whole computer for $2,000.
You can build 2 computers.
Yeah. You could build an amazing computer for $2,000.
Yeah, you can build a top of the line computer for $2,000.
But this one is you're gonna have the latest and greatest thing, and you're not even guaranteed to have things that will be able to keep up with it.
By top of the line, I mean top of the line mainstream.
Yeah, well, yes. But yeah, that's pretty cool.
Well, with that, we're going to go ahead and get right into
Topic of the week. Pirates of the Caribbean. Dead men tell no tales.
Bum 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 bum.
All right, so getting right into it, Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales, the 5th installment in the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise, brought to you by Disney. So, first question for everybody. Did you like the movie, yay or nay? Soil? Yay or nay?
I only get yay or nay.
That's it.
I want to say yay, but it's a very low yay, like yay.
All right, Will?
I say yeah, I liked it.
All right, Ellie?
Meh.
That's not an option.
I
Say
agree
yay or
with
Yay or
you.
nay, like a pirate? Yay or nay?
Nay.
That's
Okay.
a low yay from her, like Sohail.
And I give it a yay as well. So the second question I guess I could ask is, do you guys think the movie stands up and revitalizes the franchise in comparison to the other movies?
No.
No.
You guys are gonna hate me for my opinion.
Yeah, you guys are gonna hate me too.
Nay.
Nay.
No, you can talk more than that now. That was just for the
So-
fun of the first one.
So I'll let Will go first.
Will, go first.
You want my controversial opinion?
I want
Go
your
ahead.
controversial opinion.
I am not a huge fan of the first three because I hate William Turner and Elizabeth Swann. I hate them both.
Do you hate him because your name is
Hates
William?
William and Elizabeth.
I hate.
Oh,
I hate.
shit, that's
I hate
right.
him. I hate him.
I'm Jack. You're the monkey.
I hate him.
Okay.
I hate him because he's like a woman. He looks like a woman. He's very feminine. I don't like the way his character acts. I don't like Elizabeth's attitude. I don't like how she was like all vulnerable. I just didn't like the way their characters work together. I didn't like anything about them. I thought they got in the way of these cool characters. And in this movie, it feels like they kind of try to go back to that dynamic that William Turner and Elizabeth Swann had, because it's pretty much the same characters coming back, where you have the young guy that is meeting this girl, and the girl's like strong female character. But I this strong female character grew on me a lot. I liked they called her a witch. I liked that she was really intelligent.
She's a
She seemed a lot more
virologist.
intelligent than Elizabeth to me.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy character, who's the son, wait, can I not say that?
Well, we learned that like right off the bat. So I mean,
yeah,
it's
we
not
learned
something.
that in the first 5 minutes.
Well,
Yeah.
I think we all pretty much assume
Everybody
looking at the
figures
trailer
it out.
that he's the son of William Turner, right?
Yeah,
He, because I forgot his name, I was referring
I
to
can't
him
remember his
too.
name either.
The actor?
That's
The actor?
insignificant.
The character,
Both.
His name is Henry Turner.
That's
Henry Turner.
Henry.
He didn't annoy me as much as William Turner.
Do you fear death, Henry Turner? Sorry.
So, I mean, my opinion is, wait, what was the original
So
question?
you enjoyed this movie? So you enjoyed the movie?
I enjoyed this more than the first three because of that, actually. And that's why it was controversial for me. My controversial opinion, because everybody likes the original
You know,
more.
that's interesting. I'm kind of the same way. I personally hated William Turner because he was too much like a. He reminded me of like those Disney princes where he's just like over the top. I'm perfect.
I hate him.
And I'm like this like kiss the ground kind of guy. It's like, what the fuck? And then you got like Elizabeth Swann, who's like this over the top, trying to be fancy, and she tries to act strong in an environment that she knows nothing about, and then she like shows like no fear. Like I get like you're strong, but you're in a completely different area.
I know
than
they
you've
have
ever been in.
They have the
You should have
dynamic.
some sort of fear.
They have the dynamic of the anti-hero, the hero, and then the girl that is kind of flirting with the anti-hero but goes with the hero.
Yeah,
Just like in X-Men and freaking Cyclops
yes,
and Wolverine.
Exactly.
It bothered the crap out of me.
yeah, it's just
So,
overdone.
Can I say something?
But-
so at least in the first one, there was a backstory that you can fall in love with.
It's true.
Because in the first movie, the Will Turner had a backstory. He had some sadness in his life. But in this movie, you just start off with like, okay, this kid is this guy's kid.
Well, remember,
and you get used to
when
it,
you-
and there you go.
yeah, but remember when you have a movie that's a sequel, always the original usually is better because you don't know anything about
I don't care about the
it. So you already know a lot of the story.
Honestly, the first movie wasn't like the most amazing movie. The thing that I didn't like is they took the first movie and they said, with this movie, and they said, hello, we're going to rehash this movie. We need ghosts that are pirates. We need stuff that are kind of weird. And we're going to need a lover and two lovers that are not lovers yet, which will become lovers, just like in the first movie. So they tried to rehash.
yeah, there was
the
a lot of
plot line.
elements from the beginning, and they said that themselves. They said that they were trying to capture that same feel of the first movie,
Right, and I
Because
get-
everyone was complaining that after the first one, all the rest sucked. Which
Yeah.
I never understood. I actually kind of liked the second, the third.
Well, the
ones.
second and the third ones were garbage, but not because
I don't know that.
Did you watch the fourth one?
the black people don't know.
I would say the fourth one was worse than.
I never watched the fourth one because I was.
fourth
I thought the fourth one was okay. Again, it's my
okay.
bias because Elizabeth.
Well,
and
it's
William
okay,
Turner are not
but
there.
if you look at like the adventure sense, I thought the second and third one was fun because it's just because that's the thing with this kind of movie. It's not a movie where you're like, for example, like Doctor Strange, where you're sitting and trying to like watch something where it's like really intellectual and kind of all crazy. This is like an adventure, goofy kind of movie where there's going to be humor, there's going to be silly moments, and there's going to be like just like a pirate's adventure on the sea. That's what I expect from that.
Yeah,
I'm not expecting something
that's
like,
what I wanted.
like a hardcore,
Listen, that's what I wanted too. I wanted
Lord of the Rings story.
I
or
didn't want a
something.
Lord of the Rings story either. I wanted a pirate adventure on the sea, but what I got was Pirates of the Caribbean 1. And what I wanted is more of a pirate story, and what I got was a dumb Jack Turner. I mean, not Jack Turner. Freaking what's his name again?
Jack Sparrow.
Well,
Jack Sparrow.
that actually leads me to
And-
my second question. Does Johnny Depp finally bring back the Jack Sparrow from the
No.
first movie, or does he?
No,
do
it's a
horrible
totally
job?
different person.
No. He's like washed up Jack Sparrow.
Yeah.
Out of luck Jack Sparrow. And I think
Yes.
maybe that kind of feeds into the fact that they need to bring these characters back. Why would Jack Sparrow need these characters to re-enter his life, is
Yeah.
my opinion. Is like maybe he was only at his best when he had these other characters to play off of.
Maybe.
that's
Well,
what it is.
my
Maybe,
interpretation was that
But he didn't
he
get...
had no goals because the Jack we meet in this one is pretty much a drunk, run out of his luck, always, everything's disappearing from him, and he's just like he's like at the bottom of the barrel. And so you can see like he doesn't have that flair anymore, right? Whereas if you watch towards the end, he starts to kind of build that flair back a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think it's because he needs goals in his life. Without goals, I mean, he had the Black Pearl still with him, and that we saw from the ending of the fourth movie. He had the bottle, so he had the pearl with him, but he couldn't. It wasn't like he wasn't
couldn't
able to
use it.
sail it.
Yeah.
And his crew's gone. Everything's gone. It says it in the trailer as well. And so he's got nothing to do. He's just getting drunk, and that's it. So he's always in a state of like, there's nothing clever to do. There's no cunning plan or anything which he needs to thrive.
I think that I agree with you on that part, but at the same time, he was very tired. The character is tired now.
Well, in the first Pirates Caribbean, it was all about getting his boat back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's all he cared about.
That's all he cared about. But he was smart. Though.
Right. Well, he did dumb stuff, but it seemed like in the end, it was all part of his grand scheme.
Yeah.
and
correct.
it felt like it. But in this movie, you didn't feel like a grand scheme. It just felt like he was dumb and Jack Sparrow's dumb.
Yeah.
Well, that's because a lot of the things that, I mean, you have to look at this. In the first movie, he was also a whole lot younger, right? So in the
Oh, of course he
storyline,
was.
he's at least 20 years younger.
This movie's
I believe.
14. This movie's
No,
franchise is
just
14 years old. I'm
No,
saying,
not the movie production. I'm talking the character in the storyline, because you have William Turner's son, who's 16, 18,
And William does look a lot older, yeah.
and William looks older.
You
all
could-
older.
Even if you put this at regular,
this is like
even if you
20
put
years
this at
later.
regular, he's not 20 years old. You can say he's 15. That kid, but in the
yeah, but that story was 5. It was still 5 years difference,
I'm just throwing this out here.
because they said
Even if it's real time, it doesn't matter if it's not or is. Even if it's real time, all these characters aged appropriately. It's 14 years. Jeffrey Rush is 14 years older. Johnny Depp is 14 years older because the first movie came out in 2003. So this
I get
this kid could be 14 in real life, honestly. But what I mean is in the time period. But what happened is this movie started off with elements from the first movie and just changed them. The graphics were better than the first one. Yes. They had a lot of interesting characters. Javier Bardem, the character that's the main pirate ghost, they didn't use him properly. They could have had him so much stronger. And I felt like Javier Bardem's character...
don't jump questions.
Sorry, I'm just coming out with it.
I got questions. All right, so look, I think essentially that like Will was saying, I kind of agree with you that he's supposed to be this stupid. He's supposed to be like a guy who's he's out of ideas, he's out of tricks, he's out of his mojo.
I think it's just the convenience of being able to have the characters help.
Yeah, I guess it's easy.
Because think about it, if he's always clever and he's always witty, then why would he be out of his luck? Why would
they use him as a young witty guy when he did? Don't want to say anything, but when you see him in the young character,
well, you see him in the trailer.
You see him in the trailer, but he's young and witty. So what happened between 14 years ago and now? He's drunk and he lost all his stuff, but he still had a goal. In the beginning of the movie, he had a goal. He said, I want to get back on the ocean. There was a goal. I need to get the ship out of this thing.
Yeah, I know, but if he's clever, he's going to achieve it.
I think Johnny Depp has lost his mojo.
No, look. If he listen.
You can't change my mind. That's what I have.
Listen, if he was clever like you want him to be, then he wouldn't have had the down luck, which wouldn't even lead to the story happening. The whole reason the story happens is because of his bad luck and his temptation to trade a certain item in the movie, which starts the whole movie.
And there's a discontinuity from that, from William. What William told us, the whole story's broken.
Yes, and we'll get into that. Okay, so third question: was the villain good, and how does he stand against the first Barbossa original villain, Davy Jones, and Blackbeard from the last movie?
He's cool because he's Spaniard.
He's definitely intimidating. I'll give him that.
Yes.
Yeah, those Spaniards.
But I don't know. Barbossa, he doesn't match up to Barbossa at all, in my opinion. And
Barbossa was fun.
The reason why I always liked the Pirates of the Caribbean villains is Jack Sparrow comes over there, bars with them, tricks them somehow, like has a conversation with them, and they look at him like he's crazy, and then he somehow takes advantage of the situation.
He outsmarts them somehow.
Yeah. And this guy, you can't negotiate with him at all.
He's like the Joker.
Instead, we get, I mean, I don't want to go into spoilers. It's not a spoiler, but Jack Sparrow never really gets to reason with him. Instead, Barbossa's kind of involved in the story a bit more. That's all I'll say.
Well, yeah, you're right. Compared to the other villains, he is a lot more... There's a lot more disconnect between Jack and the villain. Whereas all the other series, it was always Jack with the villain. Whereas in this one, he hardly... Actually, they don't even talk, I don't think. Other than for like a few seconds.
His character is either you only have a few seconds to conversate with me, and if you don't say what I want, you're done.
But so he had some strengths, in my opinion. Like, I really liked when he would see Jack Sparrow, and he'd go, Jack Sparrow. I was like, he'd freak out and do all these weird body motions and drool. And I was like, oh my God, this is hilarious. And Jack was just in there, it's just acting so weird.
So the character, the villain, is supposed to be a ghost. And actually, one of the coolest things I saw, because usually like in a lot of the villains, like they have like a cape that kind of flutters as they walk, right, and make him kind of epic. Well, instead of a cape fluttering, they had his hair fluttering, which I thought added kind of to his like mystique of like, I'm a captain kind of deal. His long hair was like kind of flowing behind him a bit, always kind of like floating. That kind of added to his mystique as he like moved around. But here's my problem I had was that the way he spoke, he would drop hombre sometimes. He would drop the word hombre, and I understand it's a Spanish term, but I just feel like that word in that time period just doesn't fit for some reason. It just always threw me. Like he would be like, I'm like, all right, menacing, and then he calls somebody hombre. I'm like, wait, what? It kind of just always pulled me out. I'm like,
that didn't bother me. I don't know why. I don't know why you're so stuck on it.
Not,
it bothered me.
It's not in your language.
It's probably because you don't understand the language. They probably used it then a lot.
You talked about the character.
That sounds right. It's like, hombre, hazme esto, por favor. Or something like stupid.
But I understand maybe the words are used. Sense. I think his character was... What? Personally, I liked his character. I think Javier Bardem is obviously a great actor because he's got himself an Oscar. But the problem I have with the character is it's underutilized.
Yeah, it's not used right.
So he's really scary. The trailer made him look very intense.
Yeah, the trailer made him look amazing.
Yeah, but then
But he didn't live up to it in the actual movie.
He didn't live up to it, and the main thing he's good at, honestly, is his ship can eat other ships. That's all it does.
Yeah.
He doesn't really fight anybody. Just eat that ship.
Here's the thing: if we actually watch, this is in the trailers as well. There's a trailer that actually tells the story of Salazar, which is Jack Sparrow outwits Salazar, and he ends up becoming like an undead ghost kind of deal. And then he's super pissed. So,
but the thing is like it doesn't even explain. Even in the movie, there's no explanation for what happened.
Well, they say it's the Devil's Triangle or something like that.
It's like a
correct?
mysterious.
So it's like
element.
a cursed area. So if you end up in there, you die.
It's like the Aztec gold in
So
the
their
first one. We don't know
souls are,
why
like,
it's cursed. It
trapped
just is.
there.
I get it. He's trapped.
There's
there.
something that is tied around why the whole story begins, and he's able to be out in the open sea. That's not really explained, and that kind of annoyed me.
Yeah, I didn't get that.
Yeah, so there's like some issues with the story. I'm not going to blame it on anything.
I do like the point of the character though. Like he said that pirates killed his father and his grandfather, and so because of that anger, he hunted pirates. And he almost got away with all of it until Jack shows up.
Which is a great way to build a character if you don't have anything built for them, because it's a really easy out. This character hates pirates because my dad and my mom were killed by pirates. Easy goings. That's how exactly how Will Turner was built when his character was first introduced. Your dad was killed by pirates. That's why you hate pirates, right? That's why you hated pirates and Pirates
Well, I
Caribbean
mean, why else would you hate a pirate? Other than them stealing from you or killing someone you like,
can't kill
there's really no other reason to hate them.
You could say, hey, man, they stole my family, they stole my gold, they stole my family's living, and then that's it. You could say that. Or you can say
but that level of anger...
Yeah, I know, but
you need something more.
I understand. But at the same time, you don't go on like a full-on conquest to kill all the people in the sea.
Yeah, you do. You don't know Spaniards.
Dude, if you're telling me if somebody's murdered your whole family, you wouldn't go on an angry-ass conquest?
Not in today's society. I can't do that.
But back then, you could have.
I could have, but no one's going to join me on a boat.
Well, that's what they called them. They were, what were they called? The people out there that would...
privateers?
Privateers, yes. They would hunt other pirates.
Well,
but they're also become pirates themselves.
Yeah, privateers would say, I would pay whoever pays me the most, I'll do what they want. That's what they did. They're basically mercenaries of the sea. But his character was underutilized. That's all I have to say. He could have been used better. That's all I have to say.
So let me ask you
could have made him into a very strong.
We can tie this into the villain. I think the part of what I really liked was overall kind of part of the character design was the undead animals. I thought those were cool.
Yeah, that we see in the trailer as well.
Yeah, we saw an undead sequel, and we saw the undead shark and the hammerhead. I thought they were pretty cool.
They're cool. I think they had to add it in because of the monkey. Because if you remember, the monkey originally was undead.
Yeah.
So they kind of assumed that anything in that Devil's Triangle must be also undead.
But the monkey wasn't really technically dead. He just skeleton at the moonlight.
No, it was the same as the guys.
These guys are rotten flesh.
No. The monkey in the first movie was undead, just like the pirates.
He was, but he wasn't. The
character design was pretty.
He wasn't undead. He was just a skeleton. He was undead. He was not been able to be killed, but he was just a skeleton in the moonlight. These guys are actually dead, and they're rotting. So they're actually rotting animals. It's really weird to see rotting.
Yeah, but
fish.
What's really weird is the character design. They could be missing the whole middle part of their body. But they're still walking around in a function of normal
that's
body.
The thing. They're ghosts, though, because if you throughout the movie you notice that as the ghosts land on the ships and stuff, you actually hear thuds. They're not quiet whispers. They actually have a presence when they show up.
Yes,
like when they drop,
basically as rotting flesh bodies, like zombies.
But they were ghosts. They weren't zombies.
Well, you said they were studs.
Because remember the guy moved his hand through the body? There was nothing there.
Yeah, because there's no. I'm telling you, they're ghost zombie animals or ghost zombies. They're just weird items. But the characters are cool. You're right. The animals were actually pretty cool. I thought that was a cool sequence. But it led. There was no mystery in what was going to happen after those animals came out. I knew it was going to happen. Don't tell me you didn't know.
Well, I knew.
Yeah, and you just see it and you're like, okay, everything's pretty.
I just like that. I thought the seagull was a really cool, nice touch. I thought they just looked cool and they were a nice touch.
I find it sad the idea of this shark like going through the Devil's Triangle and it's like, oh crap, took the wrong turn, and then he dies and turns into that thing.
Yeah. So another question: do you think that the new characters that are introduced in the series add or subtract from the movie?
I would say those two narrow characters add a lot because there was something that was missing from the last movie, Pirates 4, where I forget what it's called, where they're looking for the Fountain of Youth.
Yeah, it was.
And Jack Sparrow had stirrings.
I forgot the name of the movie.
Or something with the sirens?
No, that had mermaids, and it had. Well, in that one they had a. What was the guy? The guy was like a priest. I believe is a priest, and he ended up dying or disappearing into the ocean.
I don't remember. I just remember Jack Sparrow had the hots for this lady.
Yeah, who was
that was
Blackbeard's daughter, apparently.
And Blackbeard was in it. No, Blackbeard was in the trilogy, correct?
No, he was in the.
He's in that one.
Yeah, that one's the one.
And that's when he.
And that's another issue. Blackbeard is such a big name and character in the pirating lore and in history, and I feel like they just kind of like just whisk him through very quickly. They could have like used him. If they used him well, he could have been a better Barbossa in a sense. I don't know.
And we're going to pass with that movie.
But in this one, Ellie, let me ask you: do you think that the addition of Henry Turner and the new female, who I can't remember her name,
her name is Kaya.
That one, do you think that
it's in your thing.
She adds? Do they add to the story in your opinion?
Her character,
or do they just feel like a filler?
Her character's name is Karina Smith.
There it is.
It just feels like they just, I don't know, they were just there to be there. I don't know.
What do you think of the witch that they added in?
I was gonna say that. Like, that lady didn't add anything for me. I was like, why is she even here?
She was kind of cool looking, but yeah.
She's just there for plot convenience or something.
To make her like a.
She was
like
a special. She was like a keystone. They're like, you give us answers that we need that we'll get from the beyond. And that's all they were looking for.
And she looked like the villain from Batman.
She actually looked like one of the Jedi, the bad Jedis from Clone Wars.
Yeah,
like the girl that's bald and stuff.
I feel like they brought her in just to be like a really bad version of Calypso, like some just
could have been
like elemental being, not elemental, but like an element that is just magical and just has answers. That's it.
So, what I think about the girl that played Karina, which is the main, the one that she catches, he gets caught right here, wearing the turquoise suit. I thought she was good. I thought she was interesting. I can see her being bigger actress in other items. My thing with the guy that played, I guess, Henry Turner, which is Brenton something, I forget his last name, forgettable. I'm sorry, I didn't really.
Yeah, me neither. They didn't really make an impression.
He didn't annoy me like Orlando Bloom.
Yeah, he didn't annoy me, but I mean,
because you barely like cared.
I felt like the characters, the main characters of this movie, were lost in the overall strength of presence of certain characters on the screen.
I agree with that.
Salazar was very strong. Johnny Depp was very strong. You always were thinking about Orlando Bloom. When is he coming? And then
Barbossa was pretty strong in this
and Barbossa was too. And then these two characters, they don't really get a good backstory, so you don't really until you hear her backstory.
There is a backstory, but it's not like strong.
You don't feel any like back presence or anything like that. So I lose it with her.
So that brings it to, was William Turner's return?
Wait.
Was it executed properly, you think?
There is one more character that resembled very much the character that was trying to marry Elizabeth in the first movie. That was Scarfield, and he was like the head of the British naval force for the area, and he was trying to make sure British Empire naval fleet was the only power in the ocean. And that's why he wanted to kind of be involved in all this.
And that was poorly executed too.
I thought it was okay. I ran
him through like no problem.
I was happy they chose David Wenham though.
Yeah, the character
Boromir, the guy from Lord of the Rings, Boromir, and he also played the villain in The Iron Fist recently.
Yeah.
Well, one of them.
No, the guys, it was great. I feel like they should have used them more. I feel like they just kind of brought him in and then just whipped them out.
Yeah, it was. The movie could do fine without his presence at all, or like just in the very beginning.
They should have saved him for another like a sequel or something.
His character is kind of like, why are you here? I like the actor, honestly. He plays great in Iron Fist. He's
in most of his role, actually.
David Wenham. He does great, but I mean, at the end of the day, I was just like, why are you here? Just to chase some of the characters?
Like I said,
okay, what's the point?
If you removed him from the movie, it would be fine.
So William Turner, do you think bringing him back, was it executed properly? Was it pointless? Was it useful?
It
do you
was
think?
so emotional. I was in tears.
I laughed a lot.
No, I wasn't.
I laughed a lot.
No, I wasn't.
Honestly, his presence in this movie, I'm not trying to be overly negative. Don't get me wrong. I'm just trying to explain things to people. The character, it's like, here, we're setting him up for the next movie.
Yeah, that's what it felt
That's
like.
what I felt like.
Could he have at least had one tentacle or something?
That would have been cool.
Well, he
Like
did have
coming out
some.
of his back.
Besides,
Something.
not in the nether regions, but like on his chin.
Like
He did
like
have some
like
barnacles.
like a small little like.
Yeah, he only
hair.
had barnacles. How long until you start becoming like a sea animal? Because I know Davy Jones didn't start that way.
Well, unless that was his curse, it was to turn into a squid.
But not only Davy Jones though, but his whole crew also had like fish qualities.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. They all turned into sea creatures.
Yeah.
And wasn't it when he was saved or something, he gained his normal face back?
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. So
no,
should he have turned into a sea creature?
no. When who was Davy Jones? Was
Davy
saved?
Jones had a
No,
curse
he-
broken.
He didn't. The only moment that you saw his regular face was when Calypso reached through the bars in the third movie and touched him for a second, and you saw him like how he looked. But as soon as she let go, he was back to tentacle face. And even upon his death, he died falling off still as Squid Guy. So he never actually
Squidward.
turned back into human.
Well, if they just made William Turner's beard tentacles, I would have been happy.
Unless they're trying to say that he tried to do his job for a while, and then towards the end, he's like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna do this anymore."
I don't know.
I just-
He came out too clean. Like he was just like it was
still
just
looked
in
like a
the
woman.
Ocean and just.
I just think that his character was set up a second movie. So was his wife. I forget her name now. Miss Elizabeth Swan. So I felt like Elizabeth Turner now, but I mean she was just like, here, we're gonna set you guys for another movie. Next movie.
So let me ask you,
We were all laughing. during that
what do
scene.
you guys think of Barbossa's career? Because he's had a very extraordinary career throughout this entire series. I think he's had the most crazy turns. Because in the first one, he's
honestly, I have no qualms with Barbossa. I think he does great in every movie he's been in. Jeffrey Rush
I'm
has
just
been
saying, like,
great
how
in every
is
movie.
interesting, right? Like, because in the first one, he's a member of the crew, and he mutinies and becomes the captain, and then he dies. And then in the second one, he's not there, but he's resurrected at the end. In the third one, he's a captain lord and does his stuff. In the fourth one, you see him working in the actual navy, and then he again betrays and goes back to being a pirate. And then in this one, you find him as a super rich pirate king almost. So I mean, that's a lot of crazy ups and downs.
Yeah. As a character, I don't have any qualms about him. I liked him a lot.
I think he's had.
I think he's
most growth.
Yeah, he's like the strongest pirate character. Has like a pirate qualities besides Jack Sparrow.
He sounds the most like a pirate.
Yeah.
Well, he is a British actor, so.
And I mean, the only problem I have with him is the choices they made to happen with him. It wasn't really anything to do with his character, really.
Which brings me. Oh, go ahead.
I think his character is the strongest, and I love the growth that he's had because it's natural growth for him, right?
Yeah.
Start off as nobody and go to somebody. He kind of gets a little prissy, but I mean, whatever.
Well, during one of those Pirates movies, yeah. No, was it the last one where he was a privateer? It was like official.
Yep, that's exactly the one.
Yeah, it was the last one. Pirates 4. That he was a privateer, an official, and he had his own fleet.
Yeah, so I think he did great. I think his character is pretty fun. But, you know, he's just, honestly, I think he's one of the strongest characters in this movie. But, I mean, there's nothing much you can do for Barbossa. The Barbossa is Barbossa, and we'll see what happens in this movie. I don't want to break anything out.
So
Right.
in this movie, there's like a bit of a plot twist. And do you think it was worth it, or should they have just avoided it altogether?
Okay.
Without saying it, is it worth it?
I thought they could have done without it.
I don't think there was a need to it, but I guess they want to do some shocking stuff.
It added some emotional stuff to it, but they also kind of made it corny.
Yep.
Okay. Ellie?
They could have done without the corniness.
Ellie?
What was the question?
Do you think the plot twist was worth it, or they should have just maybe avoided it altogether? Was it worth having?
Are we towards the end of this where I can just say my opinion completely?
No.
Well, maybe then I shouldn't answer that right now.
Okay.
Wow.
So next question. CGI Jack Sparrow. Was it good or not?
It looked
Nay. It didn't look anything like he did in when he was in younger years.
I know it didn't look like him, but
he had really weird lips.
He had really weird lips, but honestly, it didn't look that bad. I mean, it didn't look that to the point where I was like, "Oh my god, that's so bad." It just didn't look like Johnny Depp what he would look like when he was younger, I think. But I don't know what he would look like as a pirate younger.
No, I think it did. I mean, if you look at Johnny Depp in his when he was young in other movies, it looks like that. Like if you
he didn't have those weird lips though.
No,
those lips bothered me so much.
No, he did. Look at like movies like Nightmare on Elm Street, for example. Look at how he looked like there.
I think he just looked too skinny. I don't know. That was
Johnny Depp was really skinny.
I know he was, but I'm just saying, like comparing to Jack Sparrow, the character,
same thing.
because of the really loose clothes. He just looks like he's lost in there.
Well, that's what they wanted to get. That he's super young, like he almost looks teenager.
I get that, but he just I don't know. He just looks like it looks like a skeleton walking.
Honestly,
around.
I didn't think he looked that bad, but I think it was a little bit of a shocker to see him that young. It's just like, he was young.
Well, I mean, after we saw Robert Downey Jr. being that young, and
well, everyone was shocked by that too, because that was like the first time Disney used that technology. I think
I would have liked to see young Barbosa.
That would have been fun to see too. Yeah, young Jeffrey Rush. That'd be fun.
That'd be cool to see.
But
you wouldn't even be recognizing him because maybe he wouldn't have the beard.
I'm sure his face wouldn't be as pockmarked.
The one thing I didn't
Yeah.
like was the voice.
What?
The CGI Jack Sparrow voice was too.
They tried to make him.
He made noises and that's it.
Yeah, he was just really young, and they tried to make him look young. You see him in the trailer.
But he does talk, and he sounds the same. I kind of didn't like it.
Well, they try to make him look like a youngster and sound like a youngster because your voice gets deeper as you get.
Yeah, he sounded too deep though.
Yeah, well, he may have been 15 at the time.
Well, I know he
seemed like a deckhand, so it was really interesting. But Johnny Depp did look like the CGI guy when he was younger. But the thing is that you're gonna see him with all the hair accents that I don't think Johnny Depp ever had long hair. I didn't think it was that bad. I just thought it was a little shocking. You know,
I did like it for the backstory he gave his character, because not only for the explanation of what happened to Salazar that we get the scene, but we also kind of get a glimpse into why he always looks the way, why he always wears what he wears. And I kind of appreciated that. And how he got his nickname.
Yeah, that's true.
And that was kind of cool.
But I didn't understand how that worked, because the guy who gave him the nickname is the same guy who got trapped away, so no one actually knew of the nickname.
Well, we're watching a flashback, so there could have been more happening than he.
No, but but he's the one who said that he looks like a whatever. That's the reason for his nickname. But he only told his first mate.
Maybe he got word later.
And then, how? He's the one who came up with it. And then they were
maybe
gone.
when they killed somebody, it was like that guy that was like a sparrow.
No, that was within 10 seconds. And then he goes trapped in Devil's Triangle. That was it.
Yeah, but
so how does the name follow? That was broken.
Don't other ships go into the triangle? What if word got out was like, I want that?
No
Sparrow
one
captain.
escapes the triangle, except I guess for one.
They always leave one guy alive when they attack a ship, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
That's true. I forgot about that. So, question: throughout the series, we have always seen the compass that Jack always has, right? The compass that points to what you want most.
Mm-hmm.
And in this movie, it's actually brought up a lot, and you actually see it a lot in the trailer. So originally what we've been told in the series is that Calypso actually gave Jack Sparrow the compass. However, in this movie, we find out that actually the origin of the compass is from somewhere else, or at least that we assume someone else gives it to him. And so is that a disconnect? Is that a mistake in the movie making?
And also in the beginning, from the very first movie, when I watched it again, the guy from the East India Company actually had the compass too, originally.
Maybe there's more than one compass.
No,
maybe I don't know, but I think
Yes.
it's there. I think
unless he lost it and someone else got it and then he got it back.
So Will pointed this out, and I think it's a very good thing. Is it do they care about the continuity of their storyline? Because at the end of the day, it doesn't seem like they are, because they just changed the storyline after. It's not that we didn't watch the last movies. Is there something that they didn't want to keep in line with the compass? Is the compass something new? Do they want to make the compass have a new origin in life, or does the compass just show up wherever it needs
There's
to show
going to
up?
be some sort of mysterious power behind it pointing where it's pointing besides what you want.
Speaking of mysterious powers, one of the big questions is there one or multiple gods running the sea? Because in this one, we are in the very beginning told about the myth and origins of Poseidon and his trident. And he's supposed to be the king of the sea. Yet we also have Calypso, who's the goddess of the sea in the previous previous movies. So, who really rules the sea?
Poseidon controls the water and the sea, I guess, but the goddess of the
Calypso is
sea
the goddess
is
of
the
the sea.
real runner of the show. I don't know.
Maybe. So let me ask you.
I don't want to spoil anything.
Let me
about
ask you a
the
big
rest.
question then. Would you watch a sequel?
I would.
I probably would.
Sequel of this movie?
Yes.
Yeah, like a 6 Pirates of the Caribbean movie. I know I would. I love the character. I like Jack Sparrow and his kookiness, even though he was a little stale in this one.
I just think that
I like the Caribbean sceneries and the pirate ships and all the crazy drama.
This might be a very unpopular idea. I kind of wish that Jack Sparrow was gone.
Well,
That'd be cool if he died at the end of this movie.
It would be.
he already
but
died
it
once.
would- my thing would have been, it would have been nicer to see Jack Sparrow fall off and open the way for somebody else.
Well, here's the thing. Actually, that kind of segues into something that I wanted to talk about. And that is, and I'll tell you right now because I have to pull it up. So it's been confirmed by, what is his name? Oh, yeah. So in a recent interview with Digital Spy, which is one of the super producers, Jerry Bruckheimer, he said that basically, and I quote this, I just don't see it working on a Pirates Caribbean movie without Johnny Depp. The secret to any successful franchise is picking talent, and Johnny's absolutely key to the success of the Pirates. He's such a unique character and such an endearing character and such an irrelevant character all in one. So essentially what they're saying is if there is no Johnny Depp, there will not be any more Pirates of the Caribbean. He needs to be in it.
They ruined his formula in this movie, though.
He wasn't.
Well, do you think they did that so that they could build him up to be cunning again in the 5th one? Because he can't just always be cunning. He's got to have ups and downs, right?
Well, usually,
Or else you get bored. He's always smart, always gonna predictability.
you have a story arc, though. You start like kind of okay, and then you have the lowest low,
which is this
and
one.
then you go back up. You starting in the lowest low.
Well, no.
You started the movie in the lowest low.
No, because last movie ended with him being pretty low. He had the boat in his hand, no crew. It was him.
Honestly, I don't see. I can see this movie continuing without him because he doesn't have to be the main point. The Pirates is about pirates. It's not just if they want to call it Jack Sparrow, they call the movies Jack Sparrow.
What's interesting is that he wasn't actually supposed to be the main character. He was supposed to just be like a side character that connects everybody together. But because
William Turner and
Elizabeth
Swann are so freaking annoying.
They were supposed to be the main characters actually of the original Pirates, but because of the way Johnny Depp played the character, that he became the center of attention. But he's just supposed to be the key that kind of fits in all the locks.
But
That's all he's
very the character is a very powerful character because he's just has so much on screen time. So my thing is that his character is tired for me. That's just me. I like his hand movements and his
kookiness,
drunk style. But I mean, he is acting like drunk because he is drunk most of the time in this show. I mean, not the character, not Johnny Depp, but it really needs to speak to why keep the character alive for much longer, because it's not being. I'm not being negative. I'm not going to give this I'm not going to give it a really bad score for this movie. I'm going to tell you that right now. It sounds like I am, but I'm not. But the thing I want to state is that I'm playing the devil. I'm trying to go on the other side and say why I didn't like this movie. There was a lot of things that were really interesting. It's visually very fun to watch. Honestly, I like the characters' visuals.
Then let me ask you a question.
But I didn't like his acting.
What would you do to make the series better? If you were in charge.
Kill off Johnny Depp. First sequence of this movie.
Okay, and then what?
And after that movie, build something after it with either Will Turner or build something after it with Captain Salazar.
I would at least do one more movie with Johnny Depp and then kill him off or something, or have him retire.
When does he die?
When we talk about like killing off Jack Sparrow.
Honestly, the best part of this movie, it would have started off with Jack Sparrow trying to be fun, Jack Sparrow trying to be cool, trying to be sneaky, and then all of a sudden get stabbed and die, just like Han Solo. And then Han Solo him, let him die really slow, have them on screen. It will shock you, but then also it would be like, holy shit, where is this going? And then you take it and you flip it on its head and everything switches.
And then they revive him.
I'll tell
Sure.
you what I personally would do. Interesting enough, is I actually would give him a son or a daughter, some kind of offspring character
That's
that he
dumb.
now has to figure out how the hell is he supposed to like mentor this person,
So
because he's always
he's
selfish,
going
right?
to
He's
Disney-
always about his own fucking world. So take him out of that world.
And his son is Shia LaBeouf.
And then
Holy shit!
so and now you're taking it into real Disney Channel levels where he has a random child that he has to grow up and
Well, no, it's not random because
And-
we can think about it. The lifestyle.
Jack Sparrow and the Sun show.
No, but think about it. But think about it.
Okay.
Jack Sparrow, the character, all he does is get drunk, sleeps with women, does whatever he wants. His whole life, he's kind of live free, does his own thing.
He wouldn't
so
even
would it
care.
be inconceivable for him to have a son?
He
and
wouldn't
kid?
care about
Why-
his kid.
why
But,
does
but
it
look,
have
the
to-
kid has to be just as kooky as him.
Wasn't Jack Sparrow
That's what I wanna
acting
see.
like his son was Will Turner?
Why does it have to?
Will Turner,
His
he
son.
acted like Will Turner was son. He was trying to take care of him like a dad would. He doesn't care about kids. I'm telling you right now, he didn't care.
No, I want
He
to
probably
care.
has
Listen,
millions of kids
listen,
all over the place.
Will Turner's kid.
That's true.
Look,
He
Will-
That's what I
sleeps, he
was
sleeps
gonna
with like
say.
15, 20 women a night.
Look. Will Turner's kid is a lot like Will Turner, but I want a character who is just like Jack and
Why
is
does
his
it have
offspring.
to be a
He's cunning.
kid?
He's retarded.
What if it's
moments.
just someone that he found that could be his sidekick, whether being a romantic interest or
Because
someone
Gibbs
he
is a
just
sidekick.
gives-
That's the thing. Gibbs is supposed to be a sidekick,
I mean, more of that.
or N. Barbosa.
I think
technically.
Gibbs also got stupider too.
Like,
I
sure,
mean,
what
like,
if
the
it's
whole character
not?
got
What
dumb.
if it's not his own son?
wasn't
But
the
what if there's
smartest.
like this orphan
He was
kid
so
or
smart in
something?
the first movie.
Something that he's just stuck with, but not
Stick to the
necessarily
code.
because he has to get emotional.
Stick to the code, my friend. Stick to the code.
Whatever happened to the pirate code?
Because I hate
Nah,
that.
stop.
I hate
No more
son
parlay.
stuff.
It was like-
I'm oh my son.
This is a joke of the first movie. That's
first
I
movie
mean,
was
I
just
get
parlay,
where you're
parlay,
coming
parlay.
from, Ellie. I get where you're coming from in terms of like, there's too much family drama in a sense, too many like parent kid relationship kind
Yeah.
of deal. My father, your father,
Yeah,
my
because
son.
I agree
my-
with Sahil. He's probably has sons all
because
over
in
the
the
place.
because the first movie was William and his son, right? And it was also Elizabeth and her dad, and then the second movie it was about Will and his dad again, and Elizabeth and her dad, and then the third one was
It's too
about
much, yeah.
the same shit again,
It
and then
just-
the fourth one it was Blackbeard and his daughter, and then now
Hon-
it's
Honestly,
It's that new
it
girl.
becomes
William.
It becomes a cheap way to
Oh,
keep
is
the
it?
series going. So that's it.
I-
Anyway, get to the ratings.
Well,
well
one last thing.
okay.
The character to kill off Jack Sparrow, Edward Kenway
They will never bring.
from Assassin's
I'm
Creed
gonna tell you right
Black
now, if
Flag.
they made a movie out of Edward Kenway as a movie series, I was so fucking
Yeah,
watch that.
and then have Edward Kenway
I
run
would
the show.
love a badass assassin fucking pirate that can just like whip ass amazingly and rule the seas. That would be such a cool series to watch.
I mean, you can
They tried it with Black Sails, but it didn't really work.
They can have amazing storylines built that are not built off the supernatural only, also, but they do it because that's what people really like to see. I think it's cool, but you know, if you take Johnny Depp's character and say, "Hey, Johnny
Well, what
Depp,"
do you mean? What story could they do without supernatural? Without it being predictable?
anything you
Like what?
It
want.
would be pretty boring.
It would
Yeah,
be
it'd
boring.
as
What was?
hell.
Well, how about Black Flag? Black Flag wasn't supernatural at all.
It had lots of supernatural stuff.
Yeah.
There was no supernatural
witches
stuff.
and
There was
crap.
no witches or anything in there.
They
There was
had
no-
the
was.
god of like some past timeline, Apples of Eden.
Oh, we're not
And-
talking about that. I'm talking about like the timeline that he was in, like that. Like
Yeah, but you
pirate
still ran
world.
into that towards the end of the
Yeah,
game.
it kind
Plus,
of, but it was kind of
you
weird.
got to remember,
But I
Edward
meant like that
Kenway-
storyline of the father that's on the other side of your game. He's killing you.
The storyline of Tortuga and
that could be an awesome story, and that's real life
that's
stuff.
been played already a lot.
Batman.
and
That was in Black Sails all over the place.
and that girl
That's
that
all
was a
about
pirate. I
Nobody
forget her
wants that
name.
show.
What was the girl that was a
A
pirate?
lot of people do actually.
Do you remember the
Nobody.
name of the girl that was a pirate and that played like she was a boy and then she was pregnant and she had another girl that she
Elizabeth
was,
Swan.
No,
Talking about the real pirate.
in pirate history.
Oh, you're talking about Bonnie.
Bonnie.
I forgot her name. Bonnie something, but she was with. Bonnie
Anyway,
something.
Captain Kidd or something.
you can have a storyline built off. Yeah, Captain Kidd stories are great. You can go off of how Tortuga was built. You can go off. It could be really wild. You don't have to follow it exactly to a T. But I know they want to do supernatural. I get it. It makes sense. It's fun. But I don't remember hearing about this much supernatural ghost stuff, but it happens. They want to have it. I'm not going to knock it for that reason, but I just think it's a very rehashed storyline, and it came back and they tried to do it. I want to get my rating out there, so get me.
Well,
to ratings.
I mean, isn't like Pirates supposed to be like scary kind of deal?
It's supposed to be funny and
no.
family.
I mean like pirates in general, right? They're supposed to be like scary murderers, and they kind of it's supposed to strike fear, right? So a cursed pirate ship, ghost.
I've never been scared of pirates.
Okay. You just
Have
the buzzkill today.
How many people actually are scared of pirates?
A lot of people.
A lot of fucking people.
Modern day pirates are the scariest shit ever.
Yeah, what are you, nuts?
Ellie, can you stop? Modern
You
day
just
pirates.
made me think of that meme
Somalian pirates.
Somali pirates.
It's
of
true.
that guy
It's true.
getting on the boat.
She's
It's
absolutely
true.
Look at me.
It's
Look at me.
scary.
I am captain now.
Yeah, that's
I
all
am
I got.
captain.
Imagine those kind of pirates of today being in the past, but it's just they're nastier looking.
What I meant is,
They actually kill
did you ever have a dream that you were being killed by a pirate?
Yes.
Then you are a weird child.
Yes.
I will move on to other people that are not weird. Did you have dreams of the pirates killing you as a child?
No.
Yeah,
But
I
thought
only
it'd
had
be cool
dreams
to
of
be a pirate.
clowns. So did I. Dreaming about being a pirate. I dreamed about jumping around and hitting people with swords and fighting.
Yeah, you like that because of the fighting, the glory of
but
treasure and freedom.
I never had
But
the dream of a pirate
if
killing
you were
me.
if you were on a ship and a black pirate is coming, like you're in the middle of the night, you see a black sails of a pirate ship coming, and they're gonna rob the boat, probably kill you. You wouldn't be scared?
What do you want me to do about it? Why would I be on a boat in the first place? My parents
Is
never
it
left
hard
me
for
alone.
us to be in
Well,
those
I think the
shoes
kind of
because
pirates-
when are we in the boat in the middle of the ocean? Sorry, go ahead.
Well,
Ellen.
the kind of pirates you're thinking of is the one, you have a map, I'm going to go look for this island, I'm going to go find this treasure, and
Yeah,
that's
but
it.
that's the ones those are the ones that everyone talked about.
No, you're thinking
But
of like
that's what
Treasure
everybody did
Planet kind
movies
of
on.
deal.
That's what everyone did movies on until early movies are all based on those
but
pirates.
you're thinking of goofy pirates like Long
I
John
don't
Silver.
know.
Original pirates were actually really scary. And
Yeah,
shit.
I guess I paid
Blackbeard
attention in
actually
history class.
Listen,
Blackbeard,
relax.
Blackbeard actually lit his beard on fire. That was a real thing.
Yes, I know he did, but he only
lit
lit the
everything
tips.
but
He
intimidation.
lit. Yeah, but he also only lived very short life.
Yeah,
because
most of them
pirate.
did.
But here's the thing. These guys, they're infamous. The only reason they're infamous is because they did a lot of crazy stuff in 2-3 years, and people are like, "Oh
All
my
right,
god!"
let me point this out. If in the first movie
You want to hear about someone
you
that's
heard
crazy?
about Black Pearl and it was like just joyful fucking pirates, you're gonna like, okay, really?
Would you be scared if
Half
Black?
the mystique was like of it being kind of like spooky and scary.
Listen to me. If you had Stalin across the table from you, or they had Blackbeard across from the table from you, which one would you be scared?
Both?
Blackbeard.
I'll be more scared of Stalin because he killed like 15 million people. Blackbeard killed like 150 people.
Okay, did Stalin personally kill 50 million people?
Yes, he said, "I want to kill this whole camp."
Did he do it with his hands, or
He
just tell
had
other
people
people do
kill
it?
him.
He had people kill him.
Blackbeard
So
will take
Blackbeard.
a sword out and chop your head off.
I'd be more
Blackbeard
scared
did
of
the same
Genghis
thing,
Khan.
smaller
I'm more scared of
crew.
Genghis Khan too.
Shit.
But my thing is why I never thought of a pirate as someone that was scary as a child. So
That's because you grew up with like the Looney Tunes version of a pirate.
That's what everybody knew of. Nobody really looked into pirate history until like these movies. People that studied pirate history are people that watch History Channel.
In Tommy's defense,
Red.
what I will say is I'm not scared of pirates, but I am scared. I was for a while as a kid or growing up and a young adult scared of ghosts and the supernatural.
Well, I didn't say anything about the ghosts and supernatural. I'm talking about just pirates in general.
Ghosts and supernatural pirates.
So doubled up, okay.
Yeah,
I'm just saying did not relate to pirates. But if you put those with pirates, it gives them kind of the mystique that maybe you're looking for.
Honestly, I never
Because if they're just like privateers, it's boring. You need to have them being like cool, like the flag is a skull, and they're like
that's what privateers did. They made their own
Well, it's partly like you're out in the ocean, you see crazy stuff, you think of crazy stuff.
Yeah, but
you
it's
look
not
at those
really what
old
it is.
books and they like quadrupled the size of squid and whales with the stories, and it kind of makes your imagination grow. Or what was actually out there. So these like tales of the cursed and things like that.
there's a lot of myths.
Or they
back
saw
in the time.
they saw manatees and said they were mermaids. Yes, I get it. Well, what I'm trying to explain is that I get it. They could make a pirate movie that is based off of Barbossa being a dick and Barbossa fighting Jack and doing all kinds of crazy stuff.
And they did, and it'll get boring
they
if
can
they kept
it-
doing it.
Yeah, but then you can build a beautiful, beautiful story if you have the right writing. This is completely a Jack this follows the T of this movie, follows the T of the first movie to a great extent.
I don't really remember much supernatural about the last movie at all.
There was mermaids. There was the Fountain of Youth.
Well,
there
the
was
fountain-
Blackbeard having the ability to move ropes on his ship with his sword,
Oh yeah,
and that was about
Oh yeah.
And then Blackbeard shrank
but
his
like
ship.
the mermaids,
yeah, and Blackbeard
though,
shrank the ships.
the mermaids though they didn't play that big a role.
Yeah, they did.
Did they?
Yes, their tears were one of the things that unlocked the ability for you to drink, and then they were carrying a mermaid.
Well, shit, I don't remember much from
And
the
then
movie.
there's a
I
mermaid
never
attack.
watched it, so I can't say anything.
There was a mermaid attack.
He shrank his ship. That's why it was in the bottle.
He shrank a lot of ships.
Oh, I know he shrank the ship. I just didn't remember.
But
Like
it was all
the
a
mermaids, I
mix.
thought they didn't play
See,
that big a role.
A
I
lot
thought
of
they
the
were just, like,
pirates.
a
See,
side
that's the thing.
thing.
Though.
Can we get
A
to
lot,
the-
a
can
lot
we
of
get
the
to the-
a lot of the pirate stuff is about myths, right? Even in the fourth one, they said, "Oh, Blackbeard, he's a myth. He doesn't exist." That was like a whole part of like Jack trying to take over the ship. Oh, he's not even on the boat. It's just a bullshit story.
No, I agree, and that's what I was saying.
So that's the mystique of pirates. It's like but we're saying like if it was just a myth and we're like, oh, it was actually bullshit, then no one will watch the movies. They got to make money. So I mean,
I know they're trying to build a myth. I know they're trying to build a myth, but my whole thing about this movie is they took the first movie and said, all right, copy it, change it a little bit, maxed it up, and make it happen.
Yeah,
Did
that's
they do
like-
that with
that's like-
Star Wars?
Yeah, they did it with Star Wars, but people like it because the storyline was very similar as in 1, 2, 3, A, B, C. But the characters were very relatable because there's a backstory to them.
The
You
only
felt it.
way I could see what you're saying to work is they would have to have way more combat,
No, it doesn't need to more have combat.
Yeah.
You just need to have more relatability to the main
like
characters.
Batman. Remember how Batman
Okay,
usually has supernatural?
You're not even hearing me.
No. Batman has a lot of supernatural villains, right? Like the mud guy and all
I'm not
this
even
weird
talking
stuff.
about that anymore.
But in Christopher Nolan's series, is all like if it was real, right? If it was like human based, Scarecrow has like a drug that makes him look like Scarecrow, and he's not an actual Scarecrow. So if you were to take the supernatural element of this and make it realistic,
But here, I'm not
he
even talking
wouldn't-
about that.
I don't get it.
I don't know. You're talking about something
You guys
different.
will never agree. Let's go to
Listen,
ratings, guys.
The reason why I was trying to say something different, I was going back to how the story is rehashed, and you're going back to the
I
supernatural.
get this rehashed. They said it was supposed to be
It's
rehashed.
rehashed, but
Edit starting here, William.
How many legendary myths do you give it out of
Wait,
10?
before we do that, we
Oh.
got one more thing to talk.
Okay.
no more.
And that is how much money it's made. Worldwide, as of today, it's made 365 million, and domestically only 85 million. What was the budget? 250 million.
I think so. I think that sounds right.
So they've made their money back, but is it going to be $1 billion movie? I don't know because Wonder Woman is coming out, and so
That's
is Spider-Man: Homecoming.
That's a big budget, but I guess I had a lot of screen time for those ghosts, so I guess it makes sense. No, wait. I mean, it's not that expensive to do the screen time for the ghosts.
I think it's
'Cause-
mostly Johnny Depp because I heard he was the most highest paid actor again this year.
Even though he had an earpiece telling him what his lines were.
Hey man, whatever you got to do.
but it made
If
more money.
singers can lip sync, then
You want to give that opposite? What the other item? What movie came out this weekend also? And
Baywatch also came out, which made only 30 million.
yeah,
And even though it was a really great movie, I think more people just went to go see. See, the issue with that is that movies are so expensive now that if you're gonna go watch one movie, well, most people are gonna be like, "Well, I'm gonna go watch the Adventure Pirate thing with my family," and the rated R Baywatch, I can watch later on Netflix. Because more people want to see the visual effects on a big screen,
Right.
compared to like, oh, I can just watch like it looks like a regular show. Baywatch is more like regular humans and shit. I can see that like I would watch a Netflix show of like House of Cards. So I don't need to watch it on a big screen with good graphics and 3D and all that. So
it's
that
a very
kills.
special movie too.
Yeah, so that's why all
Yeah,
these
like
superhero movies are doing
Deadpool
so well.
or something, yeah.
Yeah, because it's you wanted the is like me personally. I won't go to the movies unless it's like a really good visual movie
Yeah.
that I need to see it on
like
the big
a
screen.
Wes Anderson movie. I would watch that in like a million times in every theater. But yeah,
Unless it's like a really good movie like John Wick, then you're like, all right, yeah, I really want to watch that
yeah.
on the big screen.
John Wick.
John Wick.
Fucking Wick.
So, and now we get to the official part that Soil's been dying to do,
so
which is how many.
they think the movie's going to make over $250 million more than it cost to make the movie, which is good for them. But we'll see what happens when it gets.
Well, they're
there.
already what 100 million over, so they only need 150 million more.
I don't know.
If they
We'll
made 365, it's 250. It's about 100. So yeah, about
Trying to math.
145 million to go, and it's only been out what, a week?
Yeah, it's the first
Let me
weekend.
see what I got. Let me see what I got the
Yeah, it's
cost.
the first
though,
weekend,
before
and it
I-
is Memorial Weekend too. So it's
Let
like
me get the cost before we continue because I don't want to be wrong because I feel like we'll be wrong.
So-
budget was 230 million both without marketing. If you add like another, I don't know, 180,
249.
250. Oh,
I saw some
No.
sort of Instagram
there's
picture
no
that said
way.
249.
There's no way marketing is $250 million.
no. I said if you add another maybe $50 million to it,
That's what
you're
the
gonna,
grand total would be.
you're gonna add. Like,
Oh yeah. 250 would be the total.
Yeah,
I thought you
250
meant like another 250 on top of the like
no, I
230.
said
Like,
250 with marketing. So you're talking about almost $20 million in art marketing.
what? Yeah, that sounds
And
about right.
you're gonna see a budget of 250. They already made their money off of this movie.
Plus some. Plus
yeah,
100
plus some,
million.
but you forget they don't make they haven't even started making toys. They still haven't done all that stuff. I know
They're
that-
gonna make a lot of money off this. I
I
mean,
know-
this whole Pirates of the Caribbean wasn't even based off of a novel or anything. It's based off of a ride from Disneyland.
Yeah, we know
So-
that. What I want to say is that I understand
Goddamn
that
good ride.
they're trying to build they're going to build a lot of the merchandise and a lot of the rentals and a lot of stuff off of it. They're going to make money. They're going to make a lot of money off of this, especially with people loving Captain
people like-
Salazar.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens when it continues.
I'm
But
telling you right now, they're not going to end
it
the series.
womped on Baywatch. I'm happy because I don't want to see Baywatch do well.
Why?
Just don't want to see it do well.
Right.
I don't think they should be remaking movies. Making shows into a movie. That movie sucked. That show sucked. It was fun to watch, but it
Listen,
sucked.
you haven't seen the movie. The movie was great. So shut up. You don't know nothing.
It doesn't matter.
You can't say the movie's going to suck if you haven't even
I
seen
didn't
it.
say it was gonna suck. I just happy
Watch
it
it
didn't.
and then tell.
I said I'm happy it didn't do well. I didn't say it was gonna suck.
That's so fucked up.
I'm happy it didn't do well. It keeps the movie industry from making shows that were like crappy in the 80s, 90s.
Does it hurt you?
Yes, it hurts me
How?
internally because that show sucked butt, and I watched it when I was a kid, and it was interesting to watch, honestly. But they went and made it to a movie because they have no original content.
Dude, they made Power Rangers. Shut up.
Power Rangers suck butt too.
Shut up.
Suck the butt.
Suck. butt.
Okay, so let's get into ratings. I will give this movie a 7.5 pirate flags.
Pirate flags. All right.
My next?
How many 10? How about how many?
7.5 out of 10.
Okay, just make sure.
It's always out of 10.
I don't know. You might have said 7.
What?
7.5.
Damn, who's saying?
Why are
this?
you yelling?
Black Pearl, really the fastest ship in the oceans?
Okay.
Out of 10s?
Ellie, go.
Is that what you said it was? 7? I don't know what you were saying.
7.5.
Yes.
7.5.
Same as me.
Seven.
Wait, why don't you
7.5.
go first, Sohail?
No, I'm going with you, Ellie. I'm last.
okay.
No, you go first.
Ellie.
Fine.
Ellie. Go.
7 and 7.5.
What do you give it, Ellie? Ellie.
Sohail, you go first.
No, I'm waiting for you
Oh my
because
Go first,
I had
damn
the
it.
most controversial things to say. You go first.
Well, I have some things to say. No one's saying anything, so it's like I
We're
feel
waiting on you.
She was saving something big for her rating time, so.
Yeah, so
rate.
say it.
They'll rate it.
I found this movie to be very boring.
Okay.
Okay, you're fired.
Boring.
But it was visually nice.
Okay.
So I didn't mind it that much, but I wouldn't watch this again in the theater ever again. 7.
Oh, 7. Look at that. It's averaging 7.
All right.
So,
Captain Controversial.
even though you thought I didn't like this movie because I said a lot of bad things about it, I'm going to give it a 6.5. And the reason why I'm giving it a 6.5 is the reasons I stated were bad didn't mean this movie wasn't fun to watch at times.
Yeah.
The things that it had
I remember
on
you
it,
chuckling a couple times.
Yeah, I chuckled because I like jokes about people in pants not having pants on. And that made me laugh because there was a Jack Sparrow no pants joke, and I laughed at that. And I chuckle with jokes like that because I just think it's hilarious. I do think that Jack Sparrow's character is a little dry, and he's kind of there's fatigue in just having him as a character. He's lost some of his acting ability for some reason to me. I feel like his character just seems stupider, but that's why I give it a 6.5. But Salazar and Barbosa keep this movie interesting for me. I wish they brought more backstory for these other two characters that were on screen, like Will Turner's son, Henry Turner, and
I did like that Henry Turner could fight. That was nice.
Henry Turner and his sidekick. I forgot her name all of a sudden.
She's not the sidekick.
She's not sidekick. The other character,
Smith.
Karina Smith.
Yeah, Karina.
Smith with a Y. But yeah, hopefully they don't make another movie with Jack Sparrow in it being so stupid, but we'll see what happens. 6.5 out of 10.
Averaging out to about 7.
By the way, did you know something interesting? She doesn't know her last name, so she gives her last name Smith. And then in the first Pirates, when Johnny Depp arrives, the guy asks, "What is your name?" And he's like, Smithy.
Yeah, but yeah, that's true.
So I just thought something I noticed.
7 is the average score for us here, for 4 people.
7 out of 10.
7 out of 10. It's pretty even thought that was 7. I would say if you want to go, if you like Pirates, go see it. If you never watched the first Pirates movie or a second Pirates movie, third Pirates movie, or fourth Pirates movie, you don't have to see it because it's not worth it.
Look, I say just watch it. If you want to watch something fun, watch it. If you want to watch something super intellectual and plot driven, and go watch Game of Thrones.
I gave it 6.5 Salazar Spittles out of 10.
Wow. Alrighty, and then on that note, we are going to move on.
And now listener confessions.
We got a new listener confession this time, and it came in by email by Spencer Moore.
Yay!
Hey, Spencer.
And
Spencer's
Spencer has 2 questions for us. In a dream world, what would you rather see? Borderlands 3? Or wait, is that 2? Is that 2 questions?
Well, it's which would you rather see out of the 2?
Oh, okay, so it's only 1 question then, my bad. So in a dream world, what would you rather see? Borderlands 3 or Half-Life 3? I can tell you, having not played either of them, neither.
Half-Life fucking 3. Make it happen, fucking Steam.
Oh my gosh,
Valve.
that.
I think
God damn
Okay.
it! Stop teasing about
I
it.
played
Just
Borderlands.
give me Half-Life 3 with the portal gun, so I can shoot people and then drop them through portals, please.
You're
God damn!
By
And make
the-
it VR.
By the way, just in case you didn't know, you can also follow Spencer Moore on Twitter
Oh, we
at
don't get
More
to
Spencer
answer?
13.
Yes, but I want to hear Sohil's
No,
opinion.
I'm just dropping that.
Oh,
in there.
okay. Yeah. Follow him on Twitter because he's worth it.
Okay, so what I was going to say is if I had a choice between Borderlands 3 and Half-Life 3, honestly, it's going to be Half-Life 3 all the way. The reason why is because Half-Life 3, once they make their Half-Life games, they spawn every other game in the series from Team Fortress to other stuff right after it. Team Fortress 3 will probably come out. Then you're going to see all kinds of other their Day of Defeat groups and all that stuff will start shooting out after that too. Valve always based all their games, their big, properties right after they do Half-Life. They do all the properties, and it's really interesting to see that happen.
Right. No, Borderlands is great. I'm
Yeah.
not going to say it wasn't good. And collecting all the guns and switching through all the guns really quickly and playing with friends, that was fun. But, Half-Life 3 it would be a game changer if it came out. I mean, hopefully it would be if they do it justice like they would with Half-Life 2 and the original Half-Life did.
Half-Life 1 story was awesome. Half-Life 2 story was awesome. Half-Life 3 story is going to be awesome. You just feel
Okay,
like
guys, we're talking about a dream world here. Okay, you're comparing games. In a dream world, what would you rather live in?
Oh, live in a dream world. Ooh, Half-Life 3.
Okay, then. Ellie?
I don't know. It's hard to say because we never played Half-Life, but I played Borderlands.
Borderlands, think of it's more like
for,
Mad Max
a long,
life.
long time ago.
It's
But
kind
I
of
don't
like a
know
Mad
why.
Max
I
world.
don't remember why I stopped playing or what happened, but I remember it being fun. So I guess.
But you
that
like
one.
Half-Life 3 more.
Okay, I like Half-Life
Why?
3.
I'll tell you
YOLO.
why. I'll tell you why.
Why?
Aliens.
Yes, it does have aliens.
Oh, that.
It's all about aliens
It has-
taking over the planet.
It was heavily inspired by Alien, just like a lot of games at the time. And it has head crabs that turn people to zombies.
Okay, let's go for Half-Life 3.
Oh, there you go.
So if I had to live in it, it's more scary. Half-Life 3 is a more scary world to live in. I'll say that
For
much.
sure.
You want to know?
I like scary.
You want to know what world I want to live in?
Batman.
What?
Ark.
Okay, stop.
Oh, God.
Okay, let's move on.
So more on Spencer Moore before we move on. Spencer Moore believes in eat less, play more. Spencer Moore. That's his hashtag, eat less, play more, I think. Eat fresh, play more. I don't remember what it is.
I mean,
You'll see on his Twitter, but he believes in being a healthy video game player. At least that's the impression I get from it. Much like Terry Crews does.
Oh, Terry Crews is really buff. Sorry,
How buff?
Sorry, Spencer, because we have
Really buff.
lots of cupcakes in our table because it's William's birthday.
I'm fat.
Oh, and then
I'm
I have
fat.
something, guys.
What?
We got
I
a
have
shout
a
out.
shout out for someone. This podcast called The Slip has some people in it. One of my friends is in it, and he gave me a shout out for my birthday. Thank you. That's been a month already, and I barely heard this shout out.
Is it called the bull slip or the slip? I don't
The
understand.
Slip.
The slip or the bull slip? Because I've heard it called.
I think they go like they say it's Bull Slip, but their official name is The Slip.
But is it the slip or bull slip? In what situation does it become bull slip, and in what situation does
That's
it
a
become
good
the slip?
question. I don't know.
Is it when they
can
go-
they-
Anyways, he gave
Can
me
they
a
write to
shout
us and
out.
let us know or
Yeah,
something?
write us. Let us know because we're confused. We would like to listen, but we are confused about your. We can't get through to you, the name of your podcast. Anyways, he gave us a shout out too, so shout out to them.
Alrighty then. Well, I'd say right now that wraps up this week's confessions. Join us next week for more discussions and opinions on things that pique our interest. If you have any confessions you would like us to discuss, feel free to send it our way. As always, we want to thank all of our listeners and followers for tuning in and supporting us. You can share us, like us, review us, subscribe to our YouTube channel for God's sakes, and whatever you want to do, every bit helps us grow. Don't forget, you can find our previous episodes and bonus content on our website, nerdconfessions.net. I repeat, nerdconfessions.net, not
.net.
.com, .net.
Nets.
And also, don't forget to hit that smash that subscribe button on YouTube.
That
and
like button.
And then
Smash
also
it.
like. And also, don't forget to push the bell because it gets you informed when we post stuff on YouTube.
Tommy's
Yes.
confession is he loves dumb comedies.
I pleaded fifth. This is Nerd Confessions, signing off.
Have
Bye,
a
everybody.
Bye,
day. It's William's birthday.
Go see
Little
Pirates,
Ringo.
not Baywatch.
Happy birthday, William.
Thank you.
Don't do that.